Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Teacher Joseph podcast. Today, we're going to talk about the difference between say and tell. Say and tell are two verbs which we use in reported speech. Reported speech can get very complex when we think about tenses. For example, he says he had been, he told me he was there. At this moment, studying the rules of reported speech, when you look at them in this way, can seem very complicated, but they don't have to be that way. And besides, I think most English speakers don't use the kind of reported speech rules that you find in grammar books. We simply use the reported verbs like say and tell, and then we tell you what the person simply said in whatever tense we feel necessary. I really recommend that you find a good reported speech chart because there's loads of reported speech verbs, but today we're only going to talk about say and tell. And I'm going to give you a very brief outline of how they work, just so that you know how to use them. So let's get started then. We use say when we are repeating somebody's words exactly as they have been said to us. Okay? So, for example, I'm coming to your house tonight to eat delicious food. And you want to report that, you would say, Teacher Joseph said that he's coming to our house tonight to eat delicious food. That's exactly what I said. Those were my words exactly. And you simply changed the pronouns. Okay, to he said he's coming. Okay. The tenses you use to describe the fact that I'm coming, he said he was coming, he said he is coming, it can get rather complicated. And I don't really want to go into the details of that just yet, otherwise we'll be here all day. But you choose to use the verb say because you're repeating my words exactly. Okay? But if you change my words, then you would have to use tell. For example, I'm coming to your house tonight to eat delicious food. Teacher Joseph told me that he's stopping by tonight for food. Well, that's not what Teacher Joseph said. Teacher Joseph said he's coming tonight for delicious foods, and that's why I'm using said there again, because I'm using the same words that I used a moment ago. So if you change my words, you would have to use tell. All right, so you use say in very formal situations. For example, if you have a problem, the police ask you what happened, you can say, oh, the man said, or if you're at court or talking to official people or in some kind of complaint situation, you use say because you want to tell people exact words that were used, changing prepositions, of course. Tell, on the other hand, is the verb for stories. That's why we tell stories. We don't say stories because stories aren't really so true. We tell stories, okay? So tell when we are maybe stretching the truth a little or we're giving a bit of a different idea than what was actually said. If you're in any doubt about using say or tell, just keep with tell because it covers both anyway. Then you're free to have a bit of poetic license in your story. I mean, very few of us remember exact words that people say. That's the main difference. There are other bits to this that you should know, but generally speaking, in the way that we use say and tell, those are the differences. Of course, mechanically speaking, you need a preposition to go with the verb say. He said to me, whereas with the verb tell, it's simply he told me without to. And this is one of the biggest mistakes. The other thing you need to be careful of course, the tenses that you use around these. And as I mentioned a moment ago, I'm not going to go into this in any big detail because it gets really complex. But basically, just to give you an example, I like ice cream. Joseph told me that he likes ice cream would be probably more accurate, because by the time you report this to somebody, I'm still going to like ice cream. I'm not going to not like ice cream the next day or whenever you tell your friend that Teacher Joseph said that he likes ice cream. But with things like weather, Teacher Joseph says it's raining in the UK, or Teacher Joseph told me that the weather was bad in the UK, if my words were, it is raining in the UK. Well, the rain's probably stopped by the time you reported it, because the weather here changes so quickly. So it would be Teacher Joseph told me that it was raining, or it is raining, or the weather was bad. Depending on the time you're reporting it, you need to be careful with the tenses. You can choose the present or the past, but yeah, the weather here changes so quickly. So that's something else to think about. But really, say and tell. It's say simply if you're repeating someone's words. Tell if you're wanting the freedom to maybe tell the story using different words, but with the same meaning. All right? And of course, we always use tell in the imperative. Tell me what he said, for example. Okay, I hope that's helpful. See you all soon. Bye-bye.